It's Gorman in the morning with Fletcher and Ryder. Now, 92 KQRS.
Wisconsin, Texas, Florida, or as we call it, WTF, as in what the is going on in these places?
Yeah.
What the This is Taylor's version. I'm sorry, this is Fletcher's version.
Close but different.
Close but different.
Quite
so
different.
You found 3 stories for us.
I have.
You're gonna we'll sample some clips from news, and then here's what we'll do. Ryder and I will both guess at where we think these are happening. Is this a story from Wisconsin or Texas or Florida?
Okay.
And then we'll see if we can strong arm a listener into joining in for the fun.
I like that. All right. You ready for number 1?
Let's roll.
There's a guy wearing a very special burglary suit in this one.
A burglary
Man is
suit.
arrested after trying to break into someone's house. John Brown joining us live in studio tonight. So, John, this man had a unique outfit for this attempted burglary.
Yeah, or the lack thereof, right, Marley? So this man put in handcuffs wearing nothing but his birthday suit. Now, according to the arrest report and this video, a woman saw Hunter outside of her home completely naked trying to break into the house. The woman called 911 after she heard what appeared to be a knife trying to cut through the lock of her storm door.
Ooh.
County Sheriff's Office says that they went to conduct a welfare check at this man's house. They found his wife inside with the door locked. His wife says that Hunter was actively drinking and on medication, and she also had no idea he had left the house.
What's going on, bro?
I just came over to talk to you.
You're walking around the street naked.
I know. Why
and
do you
you're
sit
breaking
down?
into
The arrest report says there was significant damage to the victim's door. Now, Hunter was arrested on numerous charges, including attempted burglary and exposure of sexual organs.
Okay, so he left the house with no pants, but he had his knife.
Right.
Sounds like a fun weekend up north.
I love when the cops confront him. He's like, I know I'm naked. Why are you asking me this? Like,
Yeah.
leave me alone. Gosh. Just
Man.
trying to be naked. My goodness.
Just a minor detail.
I'm trying to be naked and break into somebody's home. That's all.
Okay.
There's naked and afraid, then there's naked and burglarizing. A whole different vibe.
Unfortunately, was charged with doing the research this time, so I had to watch the video.
There you go.
That is a hairy fella. I'll tell you that right now.
Fair enough. Year-long sweater.
So, like I said, a knife and a hairy naked just sounds like a weekend up north.
Yeah,
It does. There we
pretty
go.
much. All right, number 2, we've got a guy who's driving while laughing, I guess you could say.
Has made a bizarre discovery when he pulled a driver over in the Heights. That stop landed a local dentist in hot water with the law for a second time.
Yeah, Lennon Mia, a patrol supervisor with County Precinct, tried to pull over a vehicle for speeding yesterday afternoon near Ashland Street and West 19. Now, police say that driver ignored the lights and sirens for about a half mile before finally pulling over. And that's when the deputy found 107 canisters of nitrous oxide inside the man's vehicle.
Yes.
The deputy said that man admitted he had been huffing the gas while driving.
Sure he
That man
was.
is Christopher Michael Pedler. He was in probable cause court this morning. The 39-year-old charged with evading and possession of a volatile chemical. At the time of his arrest, Pedler was actually out on bond for a previous offense involving the use of nitrous oxide.
Well, I can tell you this. One way to find out where this happened was if we had the date of this arrest, you could then just see where Fish was that day.
Yeah.
Where the Fish concert was. Because my experience tells me when you got a dentist who knows who's got nitrous oxide tanks, they meet you in the parking lot and then you bring it backstage.
A little huffing.
Just saying.
Little
Noted.
huffing. Yeah.
Oh, the 90s were a heady time.
I had no idea dentists even used laughing gas anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's still,
Huh.
100%, yeah.
I had used nitrous many times before I knew you could get it at the dentist office.
Oh, jeez.
Just saying.
Is the statute of limitations up on that, man?
I hope so.
No,
I
it's
hope
fine.
so.
Like I said, this was the 90s. We were all young and innocent back then.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Okay.
Backstage at a Fish concert.
Last
All right,
one.
The last one, some pizza making people feel unexpectedly unwell.
County officials are warning people about pizza in that may have been contaminated with THC. Public Health County are urging people to throw out the pizza from pizza due to potential contamination. The pizza was served October 21st through the 24th. People who ate the pizza and are experiencing THC symptoms are asked to call their healthcare provider or call 911. Symptoms can include increased blood pressure, paranoia, hallucinations, along with other things. EMS alerted public health to the contamination after multiple people were taken to the hospital. Officials said the oil in the container used to make the pizza tested positive for THC.
All right, what do you guys got?
Oh, you freaking narcs.
Right?
All right.
It's just trying to eat some pizza. I mean, when you got people going to the hospital, though, it's probably maybe a bit too much THC mixed in with the pepperoni and cheese.
All right, so we got naked guy breaking into a house with a knife. We got the dentist pulled over having a great time with some nitrous oxide.
Yep.
And then we got the pizza contaminated with the THC. What states these happened? Was it Wisconsin? Was it Texas? Was it Florida? And apparently we have a caller who has nailed it already.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to tell me,
I
Ryder?
had a lot of very confused people dialing in on this one. So we got to give it up for Don from Wessington, Kentucky, has got the code cracked. Hey, Don.
Don, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Steve. How are you?
I'm good, brother. You're from Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah, and working in Nashville, I used to bump into you a couple times at Nikki G's kitchen.
Wow.
Oh, you're breaking my heart, man. Missed that kitchen. Boy.
Yeah, you and me both.
That was the spot downtown. All right, well, Don, apparently you've run the table here, so that's great. We're gonna play a little bit of these clips. Ryder and I have to guess ourselves, and then we'll see. Then you can tell us exactly how wrong we are. Is that
All right.
That's how we're gonna do this?
Fletcher, hit us with the recap. First one.
All right, the first one, you got the guy wearing his very special birthday suit while he's out working some burglaries.
I'm going this time of year, it's got to be Florida.
This time of year, it's got to be Florida. Whereas I'm thinking it's got to be Texas. That just reeks of Lone Star State to me. Don, where are we at?
Oh, come on. The craziest people in the country live in Florida.
Yeah, that's true.
Correct.
There
That
we
is
go.
absolutely correct.
That's very true. All right.
Although these people were all kind of lunatics. I felt like this week was kind of hard. But second one, we've got the guy who's out driving around with nitrous oxide, having a laughing old time while he's driving.
A happy dentist, Ryder?
Mm-hmm.
If it's not beer in the car, then it's not Wisconsin. It's got to be Texas.
Dennis pulled over speeding on nitrous. I'm thinking, I hate to keep repeating myself. I'm going to say that is Texas, yes.
You're going with Texas Tech? Or wait.
I was wrong the first time I said it. I'm going back.
So all right.
Lay it on us, Don.
Where's that one?
Steve's got it, Texas.
Nice.
All right. A 1
Ryder's
for 1,
2 for
ladies
2.
and gentlemen.
You know what that means?
That means it's a done deal.
Some pizza laced with some THC, pepperoni and THC, the way everybody loves it. Where's that one at, Don?
Wisconsin.
There
and by
you
the way,
go.
you guys got to tell me where that place is when I come up to the show, so I can check it out.
We'll track it down for you. Don, congrats. You got tickets to see the Sex Pistols, my man. Were you already planning to be in the Twin Cities around that time, or are you coming up special for the gig?
I'm going to fly up special for the gig.
Right on. I love it, man.
92 KQRS.
I've been really getting into my freeze branding lately. I haven't.
right.
It was a lie. I'm kidding.
Thank God.
In fact, I'll tell you
fired up.
something fun about me. I've never heard of freeze branding until this morning.
You hadn't?
I had no idea this was a thing, and I am immediately shocked at just how ridiculous we as a species can be sometimes.
You know about branding, though, right?
I know about branding,
Okay.
sure. I recognize branding. I've seen it happen. I've been on a farm.
Yeah.
It was jarring, to say the very least.
Yeah.
But freeze branding, the kind of a cool phrase. You know, youngsters out there, I don't want to commit to a full tattoo, so I'll just get branded. What in the world happened to us?
Anytime you take shortcuts with your body, it generally goes badly.
I think that's pretty true.
I mean, God, this is just a height of stupidity is what this is.
I think you want to roll with like Marcus Aurelius, the Stoics here. Sacrifice now, enjoy later. Freeze branding. A dermatologist, as it is National Tattoo Day, a dermatologist paid for by the tattoo lobby has this to say about freeze branding.
Friendly reminder, you are not a horse. And freeze branding or cryo branding, while it may look cool, can cause a full thickness skin injury that can put you at risk for a deep infection called cellulitis. While it may look cool at first, don't do this.
I don't even know that it looks that cool at first.
I don't think it looks that cool at all.
I saw one example in my Google image search that looked cool right when they did it.
Right.
But then it's going to look like trash a week later.
Well, I'm
and
just
you might
imagining,
end up in the hospital.
I'm just imagining down the road. You're out. You're at the, and when I see people with freeze branding, I'm immediately assuming at some point in their life they're going to be doing some line dancing, and then maybe that leads to a slow dance, and then you're like, hey,
you end up in a barn.
Come in here, honey. and you got that slow dance, and you put your hand on the small of her back, and it feels like there's some Captain Crunch back there. And you're like,
Crunch.
what the hell did you do? Did you get freeze branded, girl? That's nasty. Let me get some sandpaper on there and see if I can't scratch that right off.
Oh, man.
Could be all full of pus too. Could end up being like a moist grab-ish.
Nah, I'm talking years down the road. It's just going to solidify and harden up. It's just going to be nasty.
Friendly
Either way,
reminder, you are not a horse.
I love that. It's a great line.
Anytime you have to look at a person and go, hey, whoa, dude, honey, you're not a horse. When those words have to come out of your mouth, I think we've crossed the Rubicon. I think that's how that works.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
My buddy Stephen Hayden is in the studio with us right now. Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So, as I mentioned before, let me get this out of the way. A fantastic writer, as good as there is right now writing about music.
Wow.
I don't say that because I know you.
That's amazing. Thank you.
And your most recent book, There Was Nothing You Could Do, Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA, is tremendous. I don't know if I've said that to you.
So many
I probably
compliments.
Really great book.
Are you setting me up for like?
And
do you feel uneasy right now?
I don't know. I'm waiting for like the roundhouse kick to the groin or something.
I'm not a card-carrying boss guy, and the book is absolutely outstanding.
It's the best book I've done that wasn't written with you.
Well, I appreciate that very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Oh, that's right. There was that little number about the Black Crows we wrote together.
Oh, real quickie question about Gorman's book. I heard it was like 900-something pages, and you got it down to a normal amount of pages, Steve. How did you do that?
Man, so I just cut out a lot of his words. He would say things repeatedly and rephrase it. I mean,
Nice.
The book that we did.
But you didn't cut out anything scandalous. That
we didn't.
Okay, good.
It was very surgical. If I can compliment my own editing skills. I mean, that book for you, that was just like vomiting up all this bile that was in your soul, I think, and you just had to get it out.
That's a good endorsement of
Wow.
the book.
Well, I cleaned up the vomit and I turned it into a book. I mean, that was my job.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it was very cathartic for you doing that book.
See, that's funny because I've often referred to it as it was me pissing out. But now you want to say it's puking out. That's fine.
It was coming out of every orifice, I think.
There it was.
I think we can say
Two lines, no waiting. That's what that was.
It was coming out of your nose because it couldn't come out of your mouth fast enough.
That's right.
This is what people want to hear in the morning.
We didn't invite you in to talk about my bodily fluids. We wanted to talk about the band we just heard, Oasis. So not only did you see Oasis recently, you saw them at Wembley Stadium in London, which I would dare say is even cooler than seeing them in their hometown of Manchester, because Oasis is the pinnacle of a section. They represent England to a great part of the world for a certain amount of time. The mid to late 90s. A lot of Americans missed out on that. They know the band, but I don't think a lot of people fully understand how deeply entrenched Oasis is in British culture and how stupendously humongous they are over there.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that intellectually going into it, but it's not until you see it and you go into bars and they're playing a piano and people are singing B-sides that, like in America, or album deep cuts. Like here in America, I consider myself a pretty well-educated Oasis fan, but over there, I'm like a normal everyday person. Like everyone over there is an Oasis expert. They are like a national mascot band.
Right.
In a way that I don't think any American band is. Maybe Taylor Swift has that status now, but she's popular everywhere.
She's popular everywhere,
and she doesn't necessarily like signify America the way that Oasis signifies Britain. I think like the Tragically Hip, that band, I think they're
That's Canada.
That's Canada's band, but like America, I don't like Springsteen. Like half the country doesn't like him now because of he's spoken out against the president. So it's a very unique phenomenon, and it was amazing to be in the middle of that.
I know several people that are Oasis fans that beyond that they would have nothing to do with each other, like in England. I have a lot of British friends, and there are people that are completely different walks of life, different backgrounds, different everything, socioeconomic down the line, but they are all Oasis to them. It's almost like Cheers or Friends. It's just so much a part of like their
the
entire,
NFL.
It's just woven. The NFL.
The NFL here in America is the only thing I would compare it to.
It's really true.
Because the NFL is like the last monoculture, I think, in America. You can walk into any bar and strike up a conversation about football. Oasis is like that in England.
Wow.
It's incredible. And just being in the stadium, I'm not normally a person who sings along at a concert, and I don't like it when people around me are doing it. It's like trying to listen to the band. I want to hear. Don't want to hear your off-key singing behind me. But at this show, it was different. Like there was a mass sing-along going on. Everyone was getting into it, and it made this stadium with 81,000 people feel like a pub.
Right.
You know, arm in arm around strangers, singing. You know, "Don't Look Back in Anger," "Wonderwall." You know, B-sides like "Acquiesce" and "Fade Away," which a lot of listeners here probably don't even know unless you're a big Oasis fan. But again, over there, they know everything. They have it all clocked.
Yeah, it really is. Cool. It's funny you said like the NFL. They're and plus those songs, like just those the one we just heard, "Wonderwall," "Champagne Supernova." I would put a couple from the first album in there. I mean, whether you like them or not, you cannot deny those are just anthemic, iconic. I mean, they're written to be sung in stadiums in a weird way.
Yeah, you know, I wrote about the show this week on uprocks.com if you want to go check that out. And I was comparing their songs, not even to rock songs, but songs like "Happy Birthday" or nursery rhymes. Because they're very simple and they're designed to be recited. And in England, I think, just like, when was the first time you heard the song "Happy Birthday"? Like, no one knows that. You don't remember learning that song. It's just sort of like embedded in your brain.
Right.
And I think Oasis songs are like that over there. You just come out of the womb knowing the words to "Live Forever."
Yeah.
And you can sing them in unison no matter how drunk you are with tens of thousands of people.
Well, I did a year on the road with a Welsh band called Stereophonics, another band that's humongous in the UK. Didn't do anything here. The Oasis has had success in the States, but this band Stereophonics is like a smaller version in both counts. But you know, Stereophonics just did stadiums this summer too in the UK, 5 or 6. They're doing arenas this fall. They're a massive band over there. And in talking with them about Oasis, so in 2003 and 4, Oasis's star had waned over here for sure. But when I was with these Welsh guys, and I was like, so. Okay, you guys were just getting started as a band in '94. Like, what happened with Oasis? And they're all friends. They know these guys. They're peers with Oasis, and they would still say, "No, you don't understand, man. You just cannot. There's never been anything in our lifetimes." When people would compare them to the Beatles, it actually made sense. You might not compare them album to album, pound for pound, song for song, but as far as what it meant in the fabric and the water and air of the United Kingdom, it's like these guys in another huge band were like, no, we never, nothing will ever be like that again. There's no band that you will ever hear as big as Coldplay is around the world, right? There's not a connection to them the way Oasis has. It's mind-boggling to see this tour after 15 years away.
Right.
Not a new song, not even not even pretending they're writing new music. It's like, no, we're just going to go remind everyone that we're the biggest thing since the Beatles out of the UK.
You know, I was thinking about something that you actually said, and I think it ended up in the book, about song bands versus live bands. And you were talking about how, like, the Rolling Stones are a song band because people know the songs, and the Stones can play poorly live and it doesn't matter because they're playing Satisfaction. Whereas like Little Feat is a live band.
Yeah.
You're there for the musicianship. And I think you said the Black Crowes were a live band. People go to hear you guys play.
I said we were a great band with good songs.
That's it. And
Oasis was a good band with great songs.
Exactly, because they're not really like a great live band.
No.
This tour, I think, actually, it might be the best they've ever sounded live.
Wow.
The clips I've seen on YouTube, it is. I've never, because I've seen them, I toured with them in 2001 and they were fine and it was good.
Yeah.
And I've seen other clips from their heyday in the 90s, blah, blah, blah. But this is the best Limbs ever sung, for sure.
Yeah, he's laying off the booze and the cigs and all that stuff. His voice just has that sneer, but it's not hoarse.
Yep.
You know, he's singing powerfully, but there's no strain. Noel, I mean, these are not the most demonstrative guys on stage. They just sort of stand there and play. But Noel, in his own way, you can feel the joy coming out of him.
Yeah.
And look, this guy has been playing with the High Flying Birds for a dozen years. He's put out some good records, but, you know, you're playing theaters and clubs in a lot of places. I think he's still doing big venues over in Europe. But to go from that to just the adulation of like Wembley Stadium, and they're playing multiple shows at Wembley.
They're
They're playing some right now. I think when they go back in September after doing the American dates, they're back at Wembley. They could probably play there every day. They could do the Billy Joel thing where it's like a residency at Wembley, and they would sell it out every time.
I'm going in L.A. with my son, who's 25, and when he was in high school, so 7-8 years ago, one day he's blasting Oasis, and I just, you like Oasis? And he was like, it's like the best band I've ever heard. And it was like overnight, he and his buddies all just discovered. And it started with Wonderwall. One guy had Wonderwall on, and they were like, "What is that?" But his generation, what is that? Who are 20s? Is that Gen Z? I don't know what anything is.
Gen Z.
The streaming numbers for Oasis in America in the last decade have exploded.
Right.
And college kids now and kids just out of college look at them the way, someone in my age would have looked at the Beatles. Like, oh man, I wasn't there for it, but this is the greatest music ever. They've got this third, fourth generation in America bigger than ever as far as how many listens, and it's fascinating.
Well, they have a lane that hasn't been taken by another band.
That's a good point.
This rock and roll type band.
Yeah.
Where it's not just the songs, it's also the lore around the band.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always said, there are people out there who obviously hate Oasis, and they hate them because of how snarky those guys are and how big-headed they can be. And I always say that's part of the ride.
That's the bit.
Part of loving Oasis is recognizing and embracing how ridiculous that band can be at times. Like at the end of the show, they play Champagne Supernova. It's amazing. And they show Liam, and he's balancing a tambourine on his head.
Yeah.
And on one hand, you're like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And on the other hand, you're like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And he's wearing like a winter jacket, zipped all the way up with a scarf. It's like 100 degrees in this stadium. He's not sweating at all because he's Liam Gallagher. He's one of the last cool rock guys left on the planet.
Yeah.
And it's his job not to sweat.
Yeah.
He knows it's my job to stand here with a tambourine on my head, not sweating, and it's ridiculous, and it's awesome, and that's what rock stardom is. And there's not really other bands waiting in the wings to overtake that. So when Oasis comes back, if you want to go to a stadium rock show that feels like a real stadium rock show,
there it is.
You're going to go see Oasis.
Yeah, the ones in the States, everything's sold out right away. I doubt that the audiences, it won't be the same as seeing them in England.
There's no way.
But Toronto will be close. The Canadians embrace them the way the Brits did. And I imagine the South American shows in Mexico City will be pretty crazy too. But American audiences generally are more laid back anyway.
Right. And I wonder too, because again, like I was saying, they were playing obviously the big songs that everyone knows, but they were playing songs that only like real fans know, the B-sides. Like Half the World Away was a song that they played, and it was a massive sing-along. Everyone knew the words. And I just wonder, in America, is that the song people are going to go to the bathroom during? Because they're waiting for Wonderwall? Yeah. I mean, there's probably going to be a lot of people from all over the world coming to those shows. Who knows? I mean, those shows did sell out very quickly, so hopefully people will be there. But again, seeing them in England,
it's great.
It's like seeing Springsteen at the Stone Pony or something, except the Stone Pony is like a huge football stadium.
Yes.
No, it's fantastic. Hey, you mentioned they could do a residency the way Billy Joel did the Garden. You're in the Billy Joel documentary.
I am.
That's now on HBO.
I am.
Which I've yet to see.
I think I'm the youngest person in the movie, too.
Is it true?
And I'm not that young.
Yeah.
No. I'm 47, but, it's a lot of older people. For sure.
And so to summarize, it's funny because I've seen people talking about it on social media and friends of mine on Facebook, whatever, and it's the age-old question, which is, why does everyone hate on Billy Joel when apparently everyone actually loves Billy Joel? Like, what is it? What's your take?
Well, critics hated him back in the day.
Yeah,
I mean, I think Billy Joel. You know how people, you mentioned Coldplay earlier, people will just hate on Coldplay and they'll use them like, oh, that's an example of bad music.
Right.
Or Ed Sheeran or Maroon 5. Nickelback. And really the biggest crime that those artists have committed is that they're insanely popular.
Right.
And that you can't go into a CVS without hearing, Fix You or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think Billy Joel was that in the 80s and 90s. That if you hated pop music, Billy Joel was the guy that you pointed to. It's like him, Phil Collins, maybe Michael Bolton a little bit later on. I also think that with Billy Joel, he has some rock in his DNA, but he's also coming from like a Broadway tradition or like a Great American Songbook.
Right.
There's something kind of un-rock and roll about him.
Very much so.
Like if you see Billy Joel in a leather jacket, it's kind of like, really? I don't know about this. It's not like seeing Bruce in a leather jacket.
Right,
You're like, oh, yeah,
you.
he's a rock guy.
Yeah.
So I think Billy just had that lack of coolness that made him an easy target. But the fact is that he wrote these songs that are so durable.
Yeah.
And you hear New York State of Mind, and it is like an American standard. Tony Bennett sang that, and Frank Sinatra sang that.
Yeah.
And I think over time, coolness matters less. You know, you can be an uncool band, people make fun of you, but 50 years later, if they're still listening to your music, it's like game, set, match. What are you going to say?
His biggest mistake, unlike Declan McManus, he didn't give himself a cool punk name to have a career, Elvis Costello.
That's true.
Another guy who's written some amazing standard-esque songs. Like,
that
Elvis
is funny.
Costello is a total old-school songbook writer. He's a Lennon and McCartney guy. But no, he just knew, well, if I put these glasses on and call myself Elvis something else, and, Billy Joel I'm just Billy Joel from Long Island. It's like, dude, you should Billy Cougar, anything.
Yes.
It's like, it is funny to think like, this new song, What's So Funny About Peace, Love, and Understanding by Declan McManus.
Yeah,
You're like, what is this nerd
Not quite the
doing?
same.
Yeah, exactly.
Connect with us on the KQ Talkin' text line, 651-989-ROCK. That's 651-989-ROCK. 92 KQRS.
Coldplay takes out a little something they call the kiss cam. Like you're at a ball game.
Yeah.
They put up the kiss cam. The band isn't playing music. Chris Martin comments on all the couples you see in the kiss cam. And apparently a CEO of a tech company, I believe it's a tech company, was busted on the kiss cam, groping a woman, not his wife. And when he and the woman looked up and recognized that they were on the kiss cam, instead of freezing or instead of kissing and let everyone forget about it, they panicked and tried to hide. Chris Martin had this to say about it, the singer of Coldplay, commenting in real time.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Okay, doesn't look like they were very shy. It was answer A. This was the CEO of a company and the head of HR from a company. The woman had been in place just a few months. So anyway, that's a tough way to get busted. I mean, not that there's a good way to get busted, but that's a pretty tough one. What's the worst way you know of to get caught cheating or being cheated on? If you have any personal experience, or if you want to say, this happened to a friend, we'll accept that as well. 651-989-ROCK. Ever been busted for anything like this, either one of you guys? I've been busted once, and I was innocent of the crime for which I was busted.
Okay.
But it was a bad hour while I had to figure this out and explain it. And it was because of a text I sent to myself, but I accidentally sent it to Rosemary. And here was the situation.
Okay. Oh, boy.
I'm leaving home to go. I'm going on the road. And we had been discussing she was going to come to New York City like 2 weeks later for some shows.
Cool.
And something came up with the kids. I don't remember why, but we decided, as I'm like leaving for the airport, we're talking about it, she goes, I'm not going to go. I said, fine. I then go to the airport. I'm getting on a plane to go somewhere else. And I, as I often do, write myself a note. This is pre-smartphone. This is just texting and calls on a phone.
On your Nokia. Okay.
On my it was a Nokia.
Flip
and
phone?
I send myself notes all the time. Or I share into a text. I text myself and then whatever it was. And so on my little checklist of things to do, once I got to my hotel where I was going and got on my laptop, I said email, or I said SJ flights cancel. That's what that meant.
Okay.
SJ was the band's travel agent. Her name was Stephanie, but her email address was sjw@. And so I just wrote, that was my way of saying remember to call her and cancel the flights.
Yes.
And it was, but I wrote something like, no, I just wrote SJ Flights New York. That's what I wrote. And Rosemary saw that, and she's like, I'm not going to New York. Now SJ is. Who's SJ? Because I accidentally texted that to my wife instead of to myself.
Oh, man.
And I sent that text and then turned my phone off and then was on a plane for 2 hours while she sat there for 2 hours stewing. We landed, and I turned my phone on, and oh, Lord, help us all. And I'm like, babe, what are you talking about? I have no idea what she's even talking about. Who is SJ? And when she said that, I go, who's SJ? And I looked at it, and then finally, and I said, babe, and I said, look at her email. That's me. I'm canceling your New York flights, blah, blah, blah. But So it was about 7 minutes of no, really, and it's all fine. But that was 7 minutes after 2 hours where she was losing her mind.
Steaming, I'm sure.
Just thinking, who are you flying into New York now that I'm not going? Because we had just decided she wasn't going. Anyway, and being raised in a house where you were guilty until proven innocent, I was like, was I bringing someone into New York? No. It was awful. It was seriously. Now that I feel it in my gut right now, remembering it all these years later.
Just I lost the word I was going to say, but just sitting in that isolation and getting left with your own thoughts.
Sure.
I can't even imagine how Rosemary felt.
Awful.
Feel for her.
On the KQRS Facebook page, Tim wrote, we're talking about getting busted, and have you ever been? He said, I pulled up to her parents' house. She was in the drive with a guy in his truck. Broken knuckle punching the window. Oh boy. He said,
painful.
I was 18. I'm 63 now. Okay.
I bet he's still got some scars.
I
Heart
bet he
and
does.
knuckle.
Going back to what, like 1981? You're still remembering that one very clearly. Absolutely. Let's see. 16 years old and that, oh boy, never mind. There's some of these we can't read on the air. Yeah, I guess a lot of us have been busted. Go figure.
Holy cow.
16 years, the three-way calling?
Oh, I read that wrong.
Yeah, that's okay. We can talk about that one.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that I ever got busted cheating, but definitely thought that we had dropped somebody from the three-way calling and they still were there and heard us, talking crap about them and stuff like that. So I'm guessing I feel Tim's pain on this one.
Man, that's pretty rough.
Yeah, that is. Ouch.
I walked in on the act, says Rochelle. I cannot unsee. Oof. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Is that the worst way?
Do
you think public humiliation is worse, or having the person you're cheating on walk in on you?
Oh no, I think
feel
that's worse all around for everybody involved.
Right?
I would think it has to be.
Yeah. I'd want to find out third hand. I wouldn't want to know with my own eyeballs. I would want somebody to tell me.
I think I'd want to find out third hand, in the future. like break up for some other reason and then later find out that was happening. Talking about the worst ways people have been busted because of that Coldplay video. The kiss cam upset the apple cart, as they say. Dave texted in, I got busted by my brother having a good time with my brother's girlfriend in his bed.
Dude.
Ho.
Party foul.
That is crossing.
Yeah.
That's so many codes violated.
Where was your bed, Dave? Was it in a different house? I don't understand what was happening.
Only acceptable excuse, we're identical twins. Yeah, it's not acceptable, but it's close to acceptable. I mean, if she didn't know, because then at least only one of you is a scumbag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Jerk off.
What? But I mean, are you identical? You know what I mean? Every inch of you?
As far as I know, identical twins are identical, sure.
Yeah, I haven't taken the Pepsi challenge with any twins, so I couldn't tell you.
Man, that's a rough one. I'm just thinking, any of my, I have 5 brothers, and the idea that a brother would, oh boy, I can't even that's not even a door that comes open in my brain to imagine.
They're all so much older than you, though, right?
Well,
you're the youngest.
No, but I mean, there's one that's 2 years older. There's one that's 4 years older. There's one they're not all that much. The oldest is, but there's people in between. It's just a straight line.
You guys were looking to beat the crap out of each other over Quisp. I can't imagine if one of you cheated on.
It wouldn't have even. It's not even a possibility.
Fight to the death.
Yeah, I think now that I'm actually picturing it, any girl that any of us was ever dating, we all would have been we were all just striving so hard to be our own person. We would have never even thought about being nice to each other's girlfriends, much less hitting on them.
Wow, fair enough.
Yeah, that's kind of how that worked.
That's the Gorman code.
The Gorman code.
The Gorman code.
When in doubt, opt for violence. Hey, 6519 on Rock, if you got a busted story. I'll share one last one from Tubby. Got home to see the turntable spinning with no record, empty glasses,
Tubby.
Smell of salmon. I got the wide-eyed look and I realized another neighborhood cat party. Tubby's cat done cheating on him. That's tough, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
A woman named Tammy Madison, who lives in Isanti, says she usually sees a bear or two show up near her house. Okay. It's a rural area where she is.
Sure.
But lately, several times, not once, but more than once, she has noticed on her cameras, security cameras, 5 black bears.
Oh.
What? Not just in her yard, in her driveway, at her door. They're just checking out all the area at Tammy's house. Right at the front door, on her back deck. That's right, 5 black bears, a whole family just chilling, hanging out.
Getting
the
their steps in.
Grizzlies starting 5.
Man, I tell you what, I've seen a bear from 20 feet away in a car, driving, and it was a black bear, a little guy, and I felt like in a pinch I could take him. I know I can't, but I thought, it wasn't like, oh my God, look at the size of him. It was just like it's like an Irish wolfhound size, but thicker.
Right.
So it wasn't like really off-putting. I have friends who have come across grizzlies out west, and that's a whole different kettle of fish, if you will. It's a whole different bear. Bears are so freaky to me. So, but I've always had this thing in my head that's like, well, black bears are fine. There's no big deal. It's not the same.
Right.
And it's like, well, but then I see 5 of them on someone's front porch, and it truly, it just kind of freaks me out. It turns my stomach, and I just think I would not be cool with this on any level.
Right.
I think I'd be looking at moving. I would be panicked if I saw what they're seeing on their cam.
I've always said I think I could. Okay, here's going to be a couple minutes of really stupid stuff out of my mouth.
Excellent.
You bring a Bengal tiger in here, I think I could get through to him. I think I could meet his eyes and find some level of, hey, come on, man, we're friends.
Siegfried and Roy style?
Yeah,
because that ended poorly for one of them.
I know it did. Well, that was all the drugs they were dosing those cats, and then he just had enough. He just wanted to live.
They were macro dosing mushrooms. I think.
I always say, give me the mammal over the reptile. At the end of the day, like I'll take a tiger over a crocodile. You can't talk reason with a cold-blooded animal. In my mind, like a gorilla. I think I could. There's common ground. But my point is this: except for bears. Bears to me are like the drunk clown at the circus. You just have no idea what they're going to do. They don't know what they're going to do. They forget what they forget what they came in to do. Bears to me are just a complete kaleidoscope of emotion and fury.
It's really nice to hear reason enter your brain again.
Yeah, man. It's just it freaks me out.
You are not allowed to be in a room unsupervised, okay? Because especially if there are tigers nearby, you are not allowed, okay?
I'm not saying it's something I want. I'm just saying if given the choice. It all stemmed from, would you rather deal with a Bengal tiger or a king cobra? And it's like, give me the tiger all day long.
So
like,
you'd rather
see that logic.
So you'd rather the tiger than the bear?
I'd rather the tiger than the bear, sure. And tigers are monsters. They'd kill me just as easily. But there's something about bears where I just don't trust them at all.
The bear's just there to eat your garbage.
Well, that's very true.
Like, if you've got something for them to eat, I'm pretty sure you can get left alone.
Just a big giant raccoon, basically.
Either of you guys ever had a bear experience? Now, I said I saw a bear from 10, 20 feet away, but I've heard a bear from right outside the tent I was sleeping in, and I was paralyzed with fear, so I didn't unzip it.
God, I can't.
But I have been
that.
I was in Yosemite in a tent with one other guy, and all around was the sniffing, pawing a bear in our campsite just for minutes, not seconds.
Wow.
Several minutes, me laying there going, and it was right, and if I had to unzip that little 1/12 of an inch of nylon tent, we would have been face to face. That was absolutely terrifying.
I've mentioned in the past that my dad grew up in Roseau, Minnesota, which is by Lake of the Woods.
Yeah.
The family's got a row of cabins on the breezy point of Lake of the Woods, and there's a path that we would take four-wheelers, or at that time three-wheelers on. This is when I was a kid.
Okay.
And the path was only wide enough for the three-wheeler. And it goes for, I don't know, if just argument's sake, half mile, maybe a mile.
Got it.
And ahead of us, a few, maybe 100 feet, maybe a football field.
Yeah.
Less than a football field.
Okay.
The butt of a bear, we see it cross the path, and then it sticks its head back out.
Yeah.
And we obviously stop the three-wheeler immediately, a safe distance ahead. But our only option, if something hits the fan, our only option is to put the three-wheeler in reverse, which is not the best scenario.
It's not perfect.
Luckily, I'm happy to report the bear just kept on its merry old way as we stabbed there, just frozen. But yeah, that was enough to terrify me. So
Sure.
I'm with you on being afraid of the bears, but yeah, I still don't know if I want to be.
651-989 Rock. Got a good bear story. Terry just posted. Thought I would share. This is cute. This is Morgan Park neighborhood in Duluth, taken yesterday, and it's a video she just shared with us of a baby bear just walking in between houses. She says, "Mama is right by. No kids playing. No walking dogs for now."
Okay, good.
But it's just one single baby bear, which I'll tell you right now, I'd have a hard time not going and picking that thing up and go, come here, you little sweet baby. Because that's what they say to do, right? If if a cub is separated from its mother, you go show a protection. You show the mama, I got his back. You're fine. Continue to forage for berries.
The same team.
Right. 651-989-ROCK is the talking text line. John is on the horn. John, good morning.
Good morning.
What do you got for us, brother?
It was 1982. I was fresh out of high school guiding elk hunters in Montana. Crawled into what I thought was a coyote den to get one with my .22 pistol because coyotes were worth about $120.
Okay.
Got about waist deep in there, and the hole opened up quite a bit, and my eyes adjusted, and I can see some eyes right in front of me. I could feel its breath on my face. And instead of pointy ears like coyotes, it was round ears like a bear. And then my eyes adjusted, and there was a bear probably about a foot in front of my face.
Ooh.
Something tells me a .22 ain't gonna do much against a big ass bear like that.
And the next thing we got was the smell of the poop in his pants.
No, he just sat there blinking at me like, what the hell are you doing in here? And I just backed out. And once I got out, I ran like you'd never seen before.
Oh, my God. And how big was that sucker's head? Did you get a good, I mean,
well, we ended up coming back with the other guide with the hunter who had a bear tag, and we were looking for it. And the other guide seen it outside the den, and he said it was probably about a 350-pound chocolate bear.
Oh, yeah.
Bear.
Woo. All right, man. You got that good bear vibe. He was like, yeah, this guy's cool. He's fine. John, thanks for the call.
Glad
That's
you're
great.
still with us, buddy.
Man.
Thank you.
You got it.
Holy moly.
Yeah,
well,
man.
That's mind-boggling.
That is mind-boggling. Make no mistake about it.
Here it is.
I got a buddy who was also in Yosemite. I told you I heard a bear in Yosemite, but a friend of mine goes out there every year. Every year he goes out for a few days by himself. You know, it's just a thing he's done for years. He hikes way into the state park, and he puts his tent, and he chills out right there for 3 or 4 nights, all alone, and very, very rural. He's been doing this for 25, 30 years. And probably 10 years ago, he woke up to the sound of a bear right outside of his little one-man tent, and he'd heard it, not for the first time. And he's like, okay, here he is. And he sits up in his tent, and he's just listening and listening and listening. And then suddenly the bear decided, I wonder if I can tear through this tent with my claw, and did so and caught my buddy Chris's face. Oh. And now he has the badass G.I. Joe scar all up one cheek where the bear came through his tent and got his face. Tons of blood, but not a devastating injury as it turned out. But he was like telling the story of, yeah, that's a moment where I'm like, I'm 4 miles from my car through a path,
Hannah.
And my face is bleeding. But the bear was so freaked out that it ran away. You know, it like, wow, one swipe of the claw, got through, got some face, and then took off running.
Do you think the bear went, oh, I didn't mean to do that?
That's exactly how I pictured it. Like,
sorry. I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to do that.
That's a tough one right there.
No picnic baskets here.
No, not at all.
It's Gorman in the Morning with Fletcher and Ryder, 92 KQRS.
Now with Greg Coleman, who joins us in studio. Greg is at Acme this weekend. You good? You hear me?
Yeah.
All sounding good. All right. Greg, it's good to see you again, man.
It's good to see you. It's good to be back.
I'm happy to see you still rocking the Wolves cap this morning.
I'm still rocking it. I mean, I know that they disappointed us last night, but the businessman in me is like, yes, less competition, Friday sales.
No game 6.
Yeah, no game 6.
No game 6. Go to Acme. Lick your Wolves' wounds with Greg Coleman.
Yep, I'm going to show up. I'm going to put up more than 9 points, more than 9 jokes in the first half.
I like that.
I'd defy anybody to try to get the ball out of your hands up there on Friday night.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna be no steals happening.
Not at all. Not even Thursday. They tried a little bit yesterday.
Yeah.
You saw at halftime a couple more people dribbled in from the street. They're like, well, that game's over. What do you got going on?
All right. Nice.
I'm like, come on in.
Come on in. Man, how many nights of your life have you spent at the Acme Comedy Club?
It's quite a few.
Yeah.
I would say post 2013, I'd say a good 35% of nights, 40 nights. Yeah.
If you got to be somewhere, that's a good place to be.
It's not a bad place to be.
No.
It's a good, like, it is like also like just a great club that people come into. But as far as comics, it's kind of like our social club.
Yeah,
like,
right.
You know, like I'm too old to go out and go to the club, but if I need to see some faces besides the ones in my house, like I'm going to the club.
Yeah,
it's like Shabooms.
Yeah.
You feel
old Kenny Powers. I'm going to Shabooms. I'm going to Acme. That's
the way he says it though. I'm going to Shabooms.
That's how I tell my wife. I'm going to Acme.
And you leave, and you're like, yeah, this is what I need. And she very quietly lets you leave, and then she says, man, that's what I needed.
Yep, exactly.
Right?
Works for everybody.
Pretty much.
How is the family?
Family's good. Family's growing. Got a 3-year-old, got a 1-year-old.
Yeah,
holy
I remember.
Of a 3-year-old.
You were in the tunnel last time we talked.
Yeah,
man.
I'm still there. Yep,
still there.
I'm jealous of that. Mine are 12 and 8.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I loved 3.
Yeah.
3 was just like 2 to 5, honestly, are phenomenal. I mean, 1 is like tiny is great too, but I mean 2 to 5 is when the lights start coming on, stuff starts happening. They're turning into little people, little creatures. You know what I mean? That's the best.
It feels like over the last month, my son's turned into a kind of baby human. Cause he's one. Like I took him to a nursery at church, and this lady, she was like, "How old's your kid?" I was like, "Oh, he's like 1." Like, granted, he's like 18 months. She's like, "Oh, I feel like he identifies as a 3-year-old. Like, he's big."
Yeah,
like the 1-year-old.
Yeah, the 1-year-old. Yeah. He's big. Like, he can understand everything. He just doesn't really talk. But I think he's just playing us because, like, I'll be like, Amir, and he's just like, like ignoring me until he wants some snacks.
I have a nephew who's 6'10", and he was on a 7-foot pace his whole life, and then around 6th grade or around 9th grade he just stopped.
Yeah.
Every doctor said he's gonna be 7 feet tall, and his uncles were all like, "All right, we're all going to the league."
Yeah.
Didn't quite happen. But he was a good ball player. But when he was young, when he was 3, he looked 6 or 7.
Yeah.
When he was 5, he looked 10 because he was so big. And so all he did was let people down. They thought they were talking to a 10-year-old, and it was a 5-year-old going, huh? What's going on? So everywhere he went, people thought, that's the dumbest kid I've ever seen in my life.
I bet that kid wasn't able to get the free breakfast at Perkins. They're like, no way, he's 4.
His mom had a copy of his birth certificate in her purse his whole life.
Like he was a Dominican pitcher.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly right.
Little league pitcher.
You got any athletes? Your kids athletic?
Yeah. Fortunately, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's like, fortunately, I want them to play and stuff, but like selfishly, I don't want to do the AAU life.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have to go to Texas for 8-year-olds playing basketball.
It's a racket, boy.
It's tough.
Yeah, my son got into AAU basketball, and after a couple years, I was like, okay, first of all, you're not getting any better.
Yeah.
And secondly, no one's telling you how to play defense. I don't know what we're doing here.
Yeah, it's really weird because like most of my friends, their kids are older, so they've all traveled internationally, nationally, and I'm like, man, this is what I got to look forward to. And the thing is, my son, he's been like picking up, I don't know who taught him this, but someone taught him a hockey swing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's got it's vicious. I'm like, man, this
which one is
gonna
this?
do
How
some
old
knuckle
is this?
puck. This is the 1-year-old.
This is the 18-month-old.
Yeah,
He's firing slap shots already?
Yeah, firing slap shots. I'm like, expensive as hockey is, I keep knocking him down every single time he swings. I'm like, maybe turn it to a golf swing because at least with golf, I can like go to that practice. I'll be like, all right, I'll be at the range.
Right.
Yeah.
Like this is the both of us. Give me some tips. But hockey, I'm like, nah, that's too expensive. That's too, I don't know, man.
I don't know. Golf clubs are not exactly cheap either.
Golf clubs aren't cheap, but have you seen the contracts?
Yeah,
you seen the contracts? Like hockey contracts are cool, but if I have to choose,
that's fair.
Sure. If I have to choose,
you're talking about single millions versus tens of millions. I understand.
Yeah,
I've got an 8-year-old that just completed her first year of hockey.
Yeah,
I grew up around the game. It's the only thing that's been in my life longer than music.
Yeah,
and I'm kind of like, the dad in me is like, oh, come on, let's be that lottery ticket.
Kid.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And then the other side of me is like, no, I don't need to spend all that money. Like, I'm fine with hand-me-down equipment. We don't need the best of everything. Like, so we'll see what happens. It's only been 1 year.
It's the girl. She's athletic, but she's also got a big personality. And every once in a while, I'll catch her doing like fake comedy sets.
Uh-oh.
Like she's got her little.
It's always the question.
Yep, she's always got it. And she did like 3 minutes. So I'm like,
3 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it was a little hack, but you know what I mean. The fact that she got up there,
yeah,
I'm like, all right, let's see. I might have a free opener coming up soon.
Damn, no question. Greg Coleman's at Acme tonight and Friday and Saturday. Tickets available. You can go to Acme Comedy, the website right there. What did you play growing up?
I was basketball, baseball, football, and track.
That's a lot.
Holy cow!
Yeah, that was a lot.
Into high school, all through high school.
Through high school, I did football and track all the way through.
Right on.
And then stopped basketball in 10th or 11th grade. I think the knees were starting to like.
What'd you do? What'd you play in football? What position?
I was defensive end in high school, and then college played outside linebacker.
Right on. I forgot. We talked about that. Where'd you play college ball?
Edward Waters College down in Jacksonville.
Man,
HBC.
Wow, that's cool.
That's a lot of time spent on the gridiron.
Yeah, it was a lot, and I do remember in high school, like I was watching film, and I was like, oh man, I'm not going to the league.
Yeah,
like I know this.
Self-awareness is great, isn't it?
So at least I'm gonna have fun.
Yeah.
Like, so I picked the place that furthest away.
Sure.
Like I was like, we live in Minnesota. Yeah, let me go to Florida. Like that's not a big pipeline. It's normally
the other
Florida
way around,
to Minnesota.
To everywhere else.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm coming down here to save you, Florida boys.
Yeah.
Nah, hey, the knees still work fine though. You're walking around without a limp.
A little bit,
got
but you
lucky.
see, I feel a knee replacement in my future.
Do you? All right.
You'll get there. You're You're probably still relatively young. You'll get there.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Like I feel it when the rain comes.
I just clicked 50, and if I'm sitting down long enough, stairs are not my friend. I mean, it's fine by the time I get to the top.
Yeah.
The first few are there, man. You feel them for sure.
It's a weird thing. Midnight snacks going downstairs. I'm like, ooh, I don't want this to be the one that takes me out.
maybe that midnight snack isn't that important.
Yeah, I just gotta put a fridge upstairs.
You're a creative guy. You'll come up with a better real story. You know, we don't have to know that you were going for that ho-ho. It's like something else.
Put a fireman's pole in.
I could.
Greg Coleman's at Acme tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday night. 2 shows each night. It is always a pleasure to see you in studio, man.
I appreciate it. I like being here. I see that you guys have done some fancy things.
It's all fancy now, man. We're making a lot of changes.
I like it.
But we're keeping the good and getting rid of the not so good. So you're always welcome.
Hey, I appreciate that.
Anytime,
you got
man.
that check in the mail I sent you before.
You got that. Absolutely. I appreciate a man who still writes checks.
Couple more zeros next time, huh?
You're the guy I always get behind at the grocery store. If there's one person with a checkbook, I'll be in line behind them.
I do it just because I don't do anything until 8 o'clock. And like I'm around my kids, I drop them off, and then I go grocery shopping and I write checks just so I can have longer time to like communicate with the Aldi's person. They're like, "What are you doing, dude? This is slowing up the whole process."
That's it.
You're like, I'm being social right now. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I'm trying to be. Yeah. It was messed up. I was trying to write a 25-cent check for the cart at Aldi because I didn't have a coin on me.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's sad right there when you're going to Aldi and don't have a quarter.
And then, of course, but the problem is nobody has a quarter anymore either.
No one has a quarter.
I bought a bag of peanuts the other day. It was like 69 cents. The guy handed me 31 cents, and I put it all in the penny thing because I'm like, I'm not going to need this.
Yeah.
I don't need 31 cents. It's of no use to me.
Yeah.
I would have came back and took that quarter though behind you. I was like, I'm going to Aldi today.
Well, now I know. Go to Aldi and find someone who needs that quarter.
My wife drives around with a quarter in the cup holder just for Aldi.
Really?
Yep.
Well,
didn't know.
My wife
you get it back, so it's just a reusable quarter.
Bang.
I
always leave my cart for the next person. I was like, there's someone out there like me who forgot a quarter.
That's
and
it.
You don't want to be patting your pockets outside of Aldi. That's not a good look. So I just leave it right there. That's my good. That's how I get back to the community.
That's beautiful, man. Let's all follow that example right there.
He's a charity man.
He's not just talking it. He's walking it.
Yeah.
Right. 1 quarter.
Greg Coleman
for y'all 1 quarter at a time.
That's right.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
A man in France is in some fairly hot water right now. Road tripping. It's summer, the time of road trips. And this is an entirely true story. A gentleman on the road with his family. He's 62. His wife is 60. They are with their 22-year-old daughter. They're driving along. It's at night. They left Paris for Morocco. Now, you're going to drive all the way to the bottom of France. You're maybe going to cut through Spain. You're going to get a ferry over to Morocco. It's a long drive.
Yeah.
They're driving overnight. It's a 27-hour. They're in the car for a full day. Is the plan?
27 hours.
27 hours to get to the ferry. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Europe was so small and tight.
France is the size of Texas, and then Spain's not too small itself. So you're going to get down there. Long story short, 4:30 a.m. He pulls into a gas station. He gets out. Daughter's asleep in the back seat. He pumps. He gets the gas. He hops back in and he takes off. And after exactly 186 miles, it occurred to him, "Hey, where's my wife?"
What?
She wasn't in the car?
186 miles. She got out of the car without him being aware of it. He got back in. I guess he was thinking it was dark. Maybe. I don't know what the sitting arrangement was.
Was he driving a stretch limo? What the hell was happening?
So check this out. He calls the cops at 8:30 a.m. He realizes, wait a minute, my wife's not here. Here's the deal. He couldn't remember where the gas station was that he stopped at. He didn't even know what town he was near when he stopped. His daughter slept through the whole thing. Eventually, the cops tracked her cell phone.
Oh, man.
No word on why she didn't just call. She had her phone. No word on why she didn't call him.
Spite. The word is spite.
I guess so.
She didn't call him out of spite.
She'd been sitting there for 4 hours waiting for him to turn around.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know all of the details of how this could have all gone down, but on the surface, this guy makes Clark Griswold look methodical. Lord.
There's oh my God, I left my phone at the gas pump. There's I left my wallet at the register. There is I forgot to get an extra cup of coffee, leaving behind not just a human being, but the one you're married to. That's a tough one. That's a tough one to get around. That's a tough one to process and ever bounce back from, honestly.
Everything's tighter and more quarterly in Europe. Smaller cars, etc. How do you not sense the person next to you for 3 hours?
I'm thinking about road trip blunders in my life. One of my brothers and I did a drive from Baltimore down to Kentucky one time, and this is sometime in the 80s. And he just took a wrong. I fell asleep at one point, and he got on the wrong interstate in the state of Tennessee. We were supposed to stay on 40. He saw a sign for Chattanooga and thought that was between where we were going in Nashville somehow. I woke up and immediately recognized we were about 90 miles in the wrong direction. I was like, why are we entering Chattanooga? And he was like, that's on the way to Nashville. And I was like, no, it's not.
You're like you're like Harry and Lloyd. You woke up and you went, expected the Rockies to be a lot rockier than this.
It's exactly what it was. And so, but that's nothing like this. That's not leaving anyone behind. It's one of those things that just happens. What's the biggest road trip blunder of your career on the road? Do either one of you have just top of your head, oh my God, I can't believe I did this, Paul?
I lived in Omaha for about 10 years and would come home, obviously, to visit quite often. And yes, we did the forgot the phone behind at a gas station thing in Ankeny, which is just north of Des Moines. Got, I think, to Ames, if I'm remembering my math right. So I think it was about 20-ish miles. We had to turn around and go back. Yeah,
okay.
It was not nearly as bad as leaving my wife, but yeah, it was very annoying because a 6-hour drive becomes a lot longer when you have to tack on another hour.
Ryder, anything?
I forgot my headphones on my 1 mile drive to the gym, and no, I did not go back to the house to get them. But no, I hate the road trips, so I'm pretty methodical when I have to do them.
That's pretty good. 651-989-ROCK. What's your greatest road trip blunder? I have one not from a personal drive, but a touring road trip. A whole lot of people on a bus. The greatest ever, not only of my touring career, but arguably of any that I've ever heard of. And it did involve this part of the world, a South Dakota miscue. Oli is on the horn, 651-989-ROCK. He's got one. Oli, good morning, brother.
Good morning. Hey, so Steve, we're about the same age. Actually, we're about exactly the same age, and I think you can appreciate the fear you have for your father when you were born in the early 60s, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we were taking a Winnebago trip to Washington, D.C. in 1976, and we stop at a restaurant for dinner. I take my retainer out, and I leave it on the table.
Oh, boy.
And we head out, and we're heading east, and about 90 minutes later, I realize that I don't have my retainer. And so I'm so scared, I creep up, and I whisper in my mom's ear that I forgot the retainer, and she makes a sound, and my dad's like, what? And I'm like, oh, geez, I'm dead. And you had to drive another half hour just to find an exit to get off the freeway, turn around, and drive an hour and a half back to pick up that stupid retainer.
Oh, my God.
Not a pleasant trip.
Man. Yeah, that's you're like, you know what? I'll just take bad teeth the rest of my life to avoid having to tell my dad this situation.
Yeah, he's got a special gear in him that really scared the crap out of me.
Sure. Ole, thank you for the call, brother. We appreciate it. 651-989-ROCK. No shortage of text messages have come in. Quickly, as I did tell you, so, and I will make this quick. 2004, I'm on tour with Stereophonics. It's a Welsh band. We're playing across America. We play a gig in Vermilion, South Dakota. Mm-hmm. There's the university there. I don't remember which one exactly, but we're at a college school, and that's way southeastern South Dakota. And then the next gig is in Seattle, which is a really long ways away. A couple days off to get there. It's a bit of the routing thing. So these guys have never been to Mount Rushmore. They're a Welsh band. And they're like, let's go on the way. We'll see Mount Rushmore. Makes perfect sense. Drive across the state. Get to Mount Rushmore about, 6:30 a.m. We got to wait till 8 a.m. till the place opens, and we can pull the bus in. We can all hop out. We can look at Mount Rushmore for a few minutes. We can get back in the bus and then go all the way to stinking Seattle. So it's a long couple of days off. Not fun to be on the bus that long.
No.
Get out. One of the guitar techs, a guy named Reg, is in his bunk, and he is the sleep of the dead. He is out cold. Hey, Reg, you going to come look at Mount Rushmore? Not a word. Reg won't wake up. Leave me alone. Okay. Everybody walks off. You can see where this is going. The bus empties. Everybody goes and stands and looks at Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
During that time, Reg did wake up and realized, I need to use the bathroom. Walks off the bus, looks up, sees that the welcome center's open, walks in to use the toilet. Well, everybody gets back on the bus, and off we go. And off we go. Reg comes out of the bathroom. And so now imagine this. This is 2004. Here's a Welshman wearing blue jeans and a T-shirt. It's February.
Oh.
It's February at Mount Rushmore. And because he had a 27-yard walk, he didn't put on a jacket.
Right.
Nor did he grab his phone.
My God.
Nor did he grab his wallet.
Oh, my God.
Look on a map sometime at Bozeman, Montana, because that's where we were. When somebody went, hey, Reg isn't in his bunk.
Oh.
That's more than 186 miles.
Yeah.
That's 8 hours.
I was going to say 6, but dude, terrible.
That's about 8 hours. And then all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute. Truck stop, pull over right outside Bozeman. Where's Reg? Oh, my God. 8 hours. The people at the Mount Rushmore Welcome Center have been sitting with a Welshman who's patrolling. You got to help. And they're like, well, who can we call? And he goes, I don't know. I don't know any numbers. Like there's a manager's office in New York. I don't know that he's a guitar tech. He doesn't know anybody in America to call. Not a soul. Doesn't know anyone's phone number in England to call, and they're not going to let him call England. No. 8 hours. It's almost closing time at the Mount Rushmore Welcome Center. When we finally get to a phone, when someone realizes Reg isn't here, call the Welcome Center, Mount Rushmore. Hey, do you have yes, he's here. Like, it was like, yes, we have him here. So then what happens? Well, he doesn't have an ID, so he can't rent a car. He can't get on a Greyhound bus. We have to go back and get him. There's no other way.
Oh, my God.
The bus driver turned around. So one of the people that worked there said, I'll take him home with me. Here's my address. And we have to turn and drive the bus back 8 hours and find some dude's house and pick up Reg. By this time, it's a full wasted day. I mean, it's like midnight, and now the bus driver needs an 8-hour sleep. So basically, it was 24 lost hours before we could get on the bus at Mount Rushmore again and start heading for Seattle.
Did you make it to Seattle for the gig, or did that get canceled?
That's what I was going to ask.
There was 2 full days off, and we got there in time for sound check.
Oh my God.
This was a very unhappy group of Welsh people, trust me.
Gorman in the Morning is also Gorman on the go. Get the 92 KQRS app and stream live or catch the Gorman in the Morning podcast anytime. 92 KQRS.